about to dive into this invisible force that shapes pretty much every single product you use and every piece of art you love. It's called intellectual property, or IP. And in the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly how it all works.
All right, so let me ask you this. What do your phone, your favorite song, and a can of Coke all have in common? I mean, on the surface, they seem completely different, right? But they all share this powerful invisible link.
And that link, well, that's intellectual property, or IP for short. To put it simply, IP is basically the legal framework that protects creations of the mind. You know, all those intangible things that come from human ingenuity.
Okay, so how does this protection actually work? The best way to think about it is like a toolkit. You've got different tools inside, each one designed for a different kind of creation. So let's open up that box and see what we've got. First up, we've got one of the heavy hitters in the kit, the patent. This one is all about protecting inventions. But, and this is the interesting part, it comes with a really fascinating trade-off. You see, a patent is really a kind of bargain with the public. Here's the deal. The inventor gets exclusive rights to their creation for a limited time, but in return, they have to publish all the technical details for everyone to see. It's a pretty powerful trade, right? You get a temporary monopoly, and in exchange, you push public knowledge forward for everyone else.
So if patents protect how things work, what about how ideas are expressed? Well, for that, we need our next tool, and we're entering the world of copyright.
Think of copyright as this automatic shield that pops up for creators. It covers, well, just about everything, from the book on your nightstand and the movie you just streamed to the lines of code that make your apps run. But here's the key thing to remember. It protects the specific way an idea is expressed, the actual words on the page, the specific notes in the song, not the general idea behind it. All right, so we've got inventions and we've got artistic works covered, but what about protecting a brand's identity? I mean, in a super crowded marketplace, how do you stand out? That, my friends, is where trademarks come in. A trademark is basically a brand's signature, and this idea is not new at all, it's ancient. Just think about artisans thousands of years ago putting their own unique mark on their pottery to show it was theirs. Fast forward to today, and that mark is the logo, the name, or the symbol that tells you instantly, I know who made this, and you know what kind of quality to expect.
But what if your big idea isn't about how something works, but all about how it looks? How do you protect that? Well, that's a job for industrial designs.
And the key thing here is this is purely about how a product looks, not how it functions. We're talking about the unique shape of a perfume bottle, or the specific curves of a designer chair, maybe the pattern on a piece of fabric. It is all about the aesthetics.
Okay, our last tool is a little different. It's not about an invention or a design. It's actually about a specific place on the map. We're talking about geographical indications. This is all about that super powerful connection between a product and where it comes from. I mean, when you hear Swiss chocolate or Colombian coffee, you immediately think of a certain quality, a specific character, right? That's because it comes directly from that place. A geographical indication is the legal tool that protects that really essential link. Now hold on, because here's a really important distinction we need to make. Remember how a patent forces you to make your invention public? Well, what if the entire value of your idea is the secret itself? Think about a secret recipe. That's where a trade secret comes in. It protects the confidential stuff, that secret formula, that proprietary algorithm that a company decides, nope, we are never ever making this public.
Okay, so we've gone through the main tools in the IP toolkit. But who's actually using all this stuff? Is it just for, huge corporations?
No, absolutely not. IP is for everyone. It's for the university that's protecting some breakthrough research. It's for the indigenous community working to safeguard generations of traditional knowledge. It's for the musician who just wants to own their song, and for that young innovator in their garage with a single game-changing idea.
And this really gets to the heart of why intellectual property matters so much on a global scale. This quote pretty much says it all. IP gives people that critical incentive to create and to invent. It's basically the fuel for the kind of progress we desperately need to tackle huge challenges, like the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So, let's zoom out for a second and look at that bigger picture. How does IP directly help us solve some of the world's most pressing problems? Well, take global health, for example. IP rights are what encourage companies to make those huge, really risky investments that are needed to develop new medicines and vaccines, the kind of stuff that literally saves millions of lives.
Or think about the fight against climate change. The IP system is what's helping to drive the invention and spread of green technologies.
We're talking everything from more efficient solar panels to brand new ways of capturing carbon right out of the atmosphere.
And here's the thing. IP isn't static. It's not set in stone. In new, emerging fields like, say, artificial intelligence, the rules are constantly changing and evolving to try and protect these brand new, incredibly complex forms of innovation.
Ultimately, a strong IP system is actually really pro-competitive. It pushes businesses to invest in R&D to create better products and better services. And who benefits from that? We all do, society as a whole.
So as you can see, intellectual property is so much more than just a dusty set of legal tools. It's really the engine for human progress. It's what protects the very creations that shape and define our world. And that leaves us with a really big question for the future. In this age of absolutely explosive creativity, what will we decide to protect next?